This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Jackthreads. Coming up on Destructoid, our Uncharted 3 review has finally arrived. Max talks co-op in Mass Effect 3, and Skyrim. All that and more heading your way on Destructoid Live. Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Friday live
We're
show
live!
day! You're looking rather emo today in your all-black getup. It's t-shirt week for me this week.
What do you mean t-shirt week?
I've worn t-shirts all week because I'm sick and I don't feel like dressing up.
I wore that Saints Row shirt for like 3 days straight, actually.
Really?
It's really comfortable,
Ooh,
even though it says I like rim jobs. Anyway, let's get into the things.
Let's do it. I've got contest announcements. We're actually going to be announcing our War of the Worlds contest winner at the end of today's show. And we're going to be giving out a bunch of LA Noire Rockstar Pass codes for the PS3 and 360 during today's show. All you have to do to get one is follow us on Twitter at Detoid Show and go like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Detoid Show. There we go. We've got 6 codes for PS3 and 6 for 360, and we're going to be putting them out there on the tweeters and YouTubes during this, so
you can
watch
play
out for that.
Lenoir.
And because it's Friday live show and we are oh so generous today, we also have one more contest to announce. We're giving away an entire Xbox 360 and a copy of Modern Warfare 3 together. We're going to announce the details for that at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. That'll be exciting, won't it? An entire console thing?
Yeah, that's like a big thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start the show then.
Let's do it.
Naturally, fall is the biggest time for video game releases, and next Tuesday marks what is probably the biggest PS3 exclusive release of the year. I'm talking about Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, of course. We tried to get Destructoid's Chad Concelmo on the show today to talk about his review that he posted on Destructoid.com a few days ago, but because he is a busy man with a proper full-time job, he couldn't make it. So I will just summarize his review for you. Now, as far as story goes, Chad praised Naughty Dog, the game's developer, for their much more introspective and complex characters this time around, adding that the well-written dialogue and wonderfully acted sequences take the game to a whole new emotional level. They've also taken these characters to completely new and exotic locations and amped up the action with a set of physical and puzzle-like challenges that manage to feel unique and never stale. Now, as far as actual gameplay goes, he says you can expect roughly the same shooting and platforming styles from Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 3 has a completely revamped melee combat system that allows you to fluidly counterattack, throw, or use special environment-based moves. There's also the multiplayer, of course, which features deathmatch, capture the flag, and co-op modes, as well as a few bonuses. I know a lot of people don't even bother with the multiplayer for Uncharted 3, but Chad says that this time around, it's actually been improved enough to make it feel worthwhile. So if you're into multiplayer, you'll probably get a kick out of it. As for graphics, he referred to it as one of, if not the most technically impressive video games ever created, adding that everything from the lightning to the water and sand effects to the character animation is perfect. The only remotely negative thing he had to say about the game was that the ending did feel somewhat rushed and kind of ended abruptly, but apart from that, he had a great time. Overall, Chad gave Uncharted 3 a whopping 10 out of 10, definitively calling it the best PlayStation 3 game to date. Let us know in the chat if you guys are excited for this one. I'm actually going to hop in there in a bit, but 10 out of 10, man, that's pretty rare for Destructoid, actually.
You're a 10 out of 10.
Thank you, Max.
And you're pretty rare.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to go on a date?
No, I'm good.
All right. So the gaming press got a chance to play some hands-on with the Mass Effect 3 new co-op, the multiplayer that everyone got up in arms about, and Destructoid's Samit Sarkar was in attendance. Now, a lot of outlets seem to think it was pretty cool, but Samit came away sounding kind of unimpressed. Now, in co-op, players create characters and join forces with up to 3 friends and then go on missions to retrieve supplies that'll help Commander Shepard's war effort against the Reavers. The supplies retrieves will add to Shepard's readiness rating and will affect how he does in Mass Effect 3's final battle. However, if you skip the co-op altogether, this apparently has no real effect on the game's ending. So the gameplay is a little like Horde mode, and players must fight 12 increasingly difficult waves of enemies and escape during the last one, and during the time they're fighting, players have to pick up data packets and occasionally hack into things, and while one player is hacking, others will have to defend him. Now, Samit pointed out that he isn't really that familiar with the Mass Effect series, and by no means did he say that the multiplayer was bad, just sort of not anything special. Now, to me, it sounds like one of the anomaly side missions for Mass Effect 2, except, your teammates aren't AI and everyone's playing as a made-up character. And that really doesn't sound that interesting to me. I mean, I don't think I'm alone when I say that Mass Effect's strong point is not in the combat, but in the storytelling and the universe, and it would work awesome as an MMO, but that's probably like 7 years away. I don't know, Horde mode for Mass Effect, that's kind of, yeah. What do you guys think? I'm gonna hop in the chat after Tara's done cybering with you. So let me know what you say. Personally, I would love to see a Mass Effect multiplayer mode that's based on the game's romance scenes, and it would just be a bunch of Liaras and Femsheps and Kelly Chamberses running around, and they'd just be hitting on each other with dialogue trees. And it would totally reinvent online gaming. Like, instead of having, a kill to death ratio, you'd have a have sex to friend zone ratio, and instead of a kill streak, you'd have a love streak.
I bet many gamers would do incredibly well at that.
Yeah.
Get it?
It would be.
I was gonna say, if you can't make fun of yourself, you don't deserve to have a sense of humor, so.
It's really weird when you get friend zoned by a AI,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Kelly Chambers, want a bone? And she's like, I'm gonna feed your fish while you're away. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
All right.
Yeah.
You hop in this chat.
I'm gonna talk to them about
People are pretty excited about Uncharted 3, it seems.
Really?
And also they think you're brave for asking me out.
Looks so.
So, as I'm sure you guys know, Halloween is fast approaching. We're gonna be doing a special spooky Halloween episode on Monday that will probably not be special, but it may involve candy and partial nudity. But if you want to get in the spirit before then, there's a whole bunch of games on sale this weekend, and I'm going to tell you about them now. Now, through Monday, Steam is discounting some of their scary games. I have no idea what qualifies a game as scary, since there are some decidedly unscary games in there. But anyway, they're discounting them 25 to 75% off. So if you want, you can nab the Dead Space pack, which includes both 1 and 2, for a pathetically low $13.59. On the other hand, Target is also having a good deal right now, a 3-for-2 deal, where you can buy any 2 video games, PC games included, and get the third one free. Now, if PC games aren't your thing, Namco Bandai is discounting all of their iOS and Android games 50% off until Monday night. So go check that out. And last but not least, I'm really excited to report this since it's one of my favorite iOS games, but Half Brick's Jetpack Joyride is now free for a limited time if you have Facebook. You just have to like the App Store Facebook page, click on the Get App Now link, and then they'll send you a code that you can redeem through iTunes. So check that game out, because even at 99 cents, it's totally worth it, but it's free, so you really have no reason not to. What are people saying about the masses and effects?
They pointed out you could get an STD streak. That's actually a good point. We have not seen a game where you can get an STD in it yet, I don't think.
I'm sure it exists.
Let's see, what else do we have? Yay partial nudity, says Loco El Bob 69.
That was a joke, you guys. We're not going to get naked on our next episode. That's disgusting. I don't even get naked at home. All right.
She's one of them never nudes. Okay, so we've got some Nintendo news, but before we start, I want to say that I like Nintendo, and I'm not trying to be mean. I finally got a Wii, and I've been playing that new Kirby game, which is actually really fucking awesome. And I'm eagerly awaiting Skyward Sword, making my sword go skyward. But that being said, Nintendo is up to their usual butt-fuck retarded nonsense. For starters, Nintendo's president Satoru Iwata has decided to follow up the company's latest crappy financial report by explaining that their unimpressive sales figures were because of a lack of games being released, which makes sense because they're a video game company. He blamed this on the fact that they're more focused on developing the Wii U than they were with, first-party titles. Meanwhile, it looks like Nintendo is taking their time with the Wii U, which is sort of a good thing. Their final version of the new console is going to be at display at next year's E3, so that one we saw this year, that's not done yet. So I don't know what they're going to do. However, Iwata was actually very straightforward about it and said that Nintendo had learned a bitter lesson with the launch of the Nintendo 3DS, which is cool. However, I'm kind of annoyed that they bothered with that big, huge Wii U reveal ceremony. Kind of anticlimactic if they're like, we got another one we're working on.
Hype, man.
Yeah,
it's all hype.
It is hype. However, the cool thing is with the hype of them having a final version is we get to start speculating again and having our speculations and put on our spectacles and then put up Photoshop things of things that look like, George Foreman grills and be like, concept art. However, what's it going to look like? What's the new Wii going to be? Is it going to be a tablet? Is it going to be like completely revamped? Is it going to have a bunch of nubs on it? New nubs?
I hope it has opposable thumbs so it can play itself.
That would be weird.
Because I ain't getting that shit. No way.
Or, you could just have thumbs and it would play you. Yeah, Microsoft's like, you are the controller. And it's like, no, you really are the controller.
If they marketed that to the right
the
audience,
Wii U just
they could
chases
make a
you around the
killing.
apartment like that. That would be weird. I think it's just going to be a big cardboard box, and you open it up, and there's a sign inside that says, haha, suckers.
I imagine that's how the 3DS was, actually.
Yeah.
So you want to take a second to thank our sponsor?
I'm going to do that.
Because we've got Skyrim to talk about, so let's not waste time.
You talk to the chat. You cyber with them, Tara.
I'm going to the chat.
Take a word from our sponsor. Now, everyone has to wear clothes because if we didn't, we'd all be naked and that would be weird. Unfortunately, clothes can be expensive and annoying to buy, but luckily, there's Jack Threads. Jack Threads offers up the hottest men's clothing brands at up to 80% off what you'd pay in stores. Brands like Crooks and Castles, Members Only, Bean Dip, and plenty more. If you're all set on clothes, they also have a wide selection of shoes as well as accessories like belts, hats, sunglasses, and even some iPhone cases. Personally, I got this shirt off Jack Threads as well as this jacket. I like this shirt because it's got little epaulettes and it makes me feel like I'm an army guy, and the jacket makes me feel like I'm Han Solo. Now, normally Jack Threads is invite only and there's a wait list, but because you watch our awesome show, we're gonna hook you up. So just head over to jackthreads.com/destruct and you can start shopping right away. It is totally free to sign up and there's no obligation to buy. Just go take a look. It helps us make this show and maybe you'll see some cool sneakers while you're there.
You can get STDs in Fable, is what
Really?
the chat is saying.
Huh.
But you have to play Fable to do it.
I just hate to think. I hate to think of the idea of Peter Molyneux doing STD research. You know,
Maybe he didn't have to do much research.
What are the most whimsical STDs you could get? What could they be? I don't know. Anyway,
Such a
we have the Skyrim news because we do that.
Because it's Friday.
It's
or
Friday.
any day of the week, really.
Well, like Sky Day, Friday. Anyway, Bethesda released a big old pile of concept art for the game, which we're going to take a look at in a second. But more importantly, they released their first episode of the Bethesda podcast that talks about Skyrim. Now, normally we wouldn't really care that much, but they talk about one very, very important thing on this podcast, and I'll give you a hint. It's got tentacles and it shits in the woods. Let's have a listen.
So we want to come up with our own symbology and our own look to even like stones and rocks and trees and whatever, you know. Yeah, you try to figure out a way to make those things original, you know, if you just like, all right, come up with a, you know, whatever, a bear, you know.
Squidbear?
A squidbear, perhaps,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm glad that some people actually got it, you know, because most people thought it was just a bear and a mammoth and a guy in a scene. But a few people really got what I was going for, and they saw the vision I had, which pleased me to no end. It wasn't a compositional mistake at all, actually.
You see the T-shirts, right?
I saw one guy, yeah, who's the guy in the Destructoid, yeah. I thought that was really sweet. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, hey, thanks.
Arrived.
I've arrived. I felt like,
that's
man,
awesome.
Any attention is good attention, I suppose, and I have to admit, I felt a little, oh God, I got to go back and change that picture at first, but then I'm like, screw it, that's fun, you know. It's a Squidbarian.
Yeah, the Squidbarian enclave will meet secretly in their bunker.
Yes.
In her mom's basement.
This is that DLC proposal, right?
It's the DLC proposal. There will be, you've heard it here first, there will be squid bears.
Say, fair damsel, would you care to come back to
I'll leave
my
that to the modders.
Longhouse to view my Squidbear etchings?
Fuck yeah.
Who knew the Destructoid would make it so big someday, Max?
Kobe. Yeah, that happened. I can't believe that fucking happened.
Yeah,
That's
that was pretty
so
awesome.
intensely stupid. Now,
Maybe now they'll talk about this show, about the podcast, on their podcast,
thanks,
and we can
thanks,
put that
Bethesda.
on the show again.
We appreciate it. No, I mean seriously, that's actually really cool. I'm not sure if you're making fun of me or not because I can't pick up on these things. Anyway, we've got the concept art that they released and it's all really cool. But there were a few things that I just didn't understand. They were a little out of place, so I had to look at them closely and think about them. And I figured I'd explain them to you guys because they're complicated and I'm an expert on the Elder Scrolls.
It's true, he is.
Now, for starters, check it out. We've got this lady who's got the green stuff in her chest. And you're like, oh, is she magical? You know, you'd think so. She'd think she's magic. But no. She has acid reflux. That's what it is. It's like, you know, she's sick.
Indigestion.
You know why she has the indigestion? Because of the meat.
The meat?
So there's a lot of meat in the game.
Oh.
See, there's a lot of meat, but the thing is, there's one particular meat that is important, and that is the horker meat, which is a walrus kind of animal. I did research.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. And then I asked you and you called me stupid.
I know, I was really angry.
You didn't know what it was either, liar.
We're both really stupid people. It's like two idiots
long as
having
you're
an
stupid.
insult contest. Anyway, we have some exclusives. They're really big exclusives. I don't want you guys to get too blown away by them, but The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is going to have an in-game auction house that you have to call in to buy from on your TV.
$69.95.
It's limited edition, Tara, and
Them's
it's
QVC
enchanted.
prices.
Yeah, it's a bargain. That's actually a real phone number, guys. You can call that if you want. That's our hotline. But seriously, this is for real. I'm not making this stuff up. You want to hear something else about Skyrim? It's a fighting game.
This one's a doozy. Who's winning? It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, they're the same guy. It's a mirror match. And get this, the Elder Scrolls they're old. They're really old.
Oh.
They're elderly scrolls. Look at them go. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry for today, you guys. That's a slow news day.
So yeah, it's really not a huge surprise that Bethesda cracks jokes about me on their podcast because I'm fucking retarded. But yeah, I read a review on a rumor, not a review. I read somewhere on like the NeoGAF forums or something that the Destructoid show is going to be getting a review copy of Skyrim. So take that. We're going to do a whole episode about that. That's coming up sometime soon.
Holy shit, I'm so excited. Most people got theirs today. I think we're getting ours next week or something. So don't expect to see too much of us on Twitter or online or
God
anywhere.
damn it, I want to play that so much.
For like the next 2 weeks. God, that's going to be exciting.
I have my big TV and I have my big stupid headphones, and I'm probably going to have a sword.
And your hat, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to wear the hat. It's going to be retarded.
Wear the hat.
But yeah, let's be excited about that later. In the meantime,
contest stuff. So, first up, for our War of the Worlds prize pack, we asked you guys to send us your best drawing of a Martian. We got a lot of great hand-drawn responses, but Joseph Gonzalez wins for his harrowing portrayal of alien Jonathan Holmes, kindly requesting that he have our planet. He's so nice about it. Even though you technically misspelled his first name, I'm sure Holmes won't care, but you did get the shading right on his forehead, which is very impressive. Next up, for our next contest, now this is the big one. GameStop is pulling out all the punches for Modern Warfare 3's release, so if you pre-order the game through them, you'll be given a code that you can enter up to once a day on their contest page, and then pick your perk for a chance to win all sorts of stuff, including a VIP trip to Comic-Con 2012, a skydiving trip, a 2012 Jeep Wrangler, a trip around the world, a zero-G experience, which I've wanted my entire life, and they cost like $5,000. $10,000 in cash, and much, much more. Now, GameStop was also nice enough to provide us with an Xbox 360 and Modern Warfare 3 bundle to give out to one lucky Destructoid show viewer. All you have to do is come up with an original limerick about why you want to play Modern Warfare 3.
Do you know what a limerick is?
If you don't know what a limerick is, Google it. It's 5 lines. It's a little bit more complex than a haiku.
There once was a man from
Nantucket.
who has a Nantucket who had a banana and fuck it. It's
not
that
quite
kind
right.
of thing. There once a banana. Google
Don't
it.
listen to Max, just Google it.
Don't ever listen to me.
The contest is US only, please remember that, and it ends November 7th at midnight, so you should have plenty of time to come up with something good. You just need to email your submission to show@destructoid.com with the subject line MW3 Limerick. That is extremely helpful because we always get a lot of contest entries and it floods our inbox, and this way we can filter them and it'll be awesome. And then somebody will win an Xbox.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, is it one of the special edition Xboxes? Do we know?
I don't think so. I think it's just a regular Xbox. I could be wrong though.
It's a new Xbox.
Yeah, it's shiny
It works.
and black.
You can have it.
It plays Xbox games.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
That's pretty cool. That's all of it. Now,
That's all of our show
before
today.
you go out and do the drunken Halloween things or just the Halloween things, why don't you follow us on Twitter, please? The show is at Detoid Show, and we are personally at Max Scoville and at Tara Longa. See if you can figure out which one of us is which one of us. We appreciate you guys watching, and we're going to be back here on Monday for our super special Halloween episode, which is probably going to be like our regular episodes, except Halloween themed. Right now, you can go to twitch.tv/Destructoid and catch MASH Tactics for some more Destructoid fun.
That's starting at 4, so go right now.
That's at 4. Go, hurry.
And stay tuned to our
follow
Facebook
us on our
and
Facebook and Twitter. Anything. Oh yeah, just be safe out there. Be good. Don't
Be safe this weekend.
Don't get killed by goblins.
Don't fuck shit up.
Have a good one.